dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. That one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
Welcome to WRB Ministries YouTube channel. Monday, January 16th, 2012 is Martin Luther King Day. Most schools recognize the day, as they should. But will they teach students about Dr. King's Christian faith, which motivated and guided his campaign for civil rights? During his Birmingham civil rights campaign, Dr. King required every participant to sign a pledge committing to do 10 things. The first was to meditate daily on the teachings and the life of Jesus. Others included the expectation that all participants would walk and talk in the manner of love, for God is love, and pray daily to be used by God in order that all men might be free. To truly understand Martin Luther King, students must learn about his Christian faith. It was at the heart of what he did. This year, something else worth celebrating happens to fall on the same day as Martin Luther King Day, and it's a perfect fit. Every year since 1993, the President proclaims January 16th to be Religious Freedom Day and asks the nation to celebrate its religious liberty. It is the anniversary of the passage in 1786 of the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, which was drafted by Thomas Jefferson. The men who drafted the Constitution leaned heavily on Jefferson's statute in establishing the First Amendment's guarantee of religious freedom. Today, it is more important than ever that we remind ourselves of that protection. Since Martin Luther King Day and Religious Freedom Day fall on the same day this year, it is a perfect time for schools to help students connect the dots between Martin Luther King's fight for civil rights and the freedom of religious expression in America. Dr. King's call for justice was guided by his religious convictions and the liberty to act on those convictions. You've heard it often by Dr. Walter Randall Bannister and on the WRB Ministries YouTube that religious freedom is coming under increasing assault in this country. It's one reason I and others drafted and signed the Manhattan Declaration, which has been signed by 500,000 people. The Declaration specifically cites Dr. King's magnificent letter from a Birmingham jail, in which he taught that a just law is a man-made code that squares with the moral law or the law of God. An unjust law, however, is a code that is out of harmony with the moral law, and therefore has no binding power over human conscience. It's vital that every church defend freedom of religion, the bulwark of all of our freedoms. Here's something you can do right now. Tell your church leaders about the Manhattan Declaration and about Religious Freedom Day coming up on the 16th. Ask them to talk to your congregation the day before, on Sunday, January 15th, about the importance of religious liberty. In fact, devote a sermon to it. You can also help clear up some of the confusion over religious liberty in our public schools. Students can pray in school. They can read the Bible. That makes Sunday the 15th a great time for Sunday school teachers to talk to their students about the freedoms they have to express their religious faith, even at school. You can even read the pledge that Dr. King had his followers take. Be sure your church celebrates Religious Freedom Day. There's no better way to honor the legacy of Dr. King. In closing, I would like to recite Dr. King's pledge. The pledge is in the description box below if you'd like to read it with me. I hereby pledge myself, my person and my body to the nonviolent movement. Therefore I will keep the following 10 commandments. 1. Meditate daily on the teachings and the life of Jesus. 2. Remember always that the nonviolent movement in Birmingham seeks justice and reconciliation, not victory. 3. Walk and talk in the manner of love, for God is love. 4. Pray daily to be used by God in order that all men might be free. 5. Sacrifice personal wishes in order that all men might be free. 6. Observe with both friend and foe the ordinary rules of courtesy. 7. Seek to perform regular service for others and for the world. 8. Refrain from the violence of fist, tongue, or heart. 9. Strive to be in good spiritual and bodily health. 10. Follow the directions of the movement and of the captain on a demonstration. And now here is Dr. King's letter from the Birmingham jail.
My dear fellow clergymen, while confined here in the Birmingham City Jail, I came across your recent statement calling my present activities unwise and untimely. Seldom do I pause to answer criticism of my work and ideas. If I sought to answer all the criticisms that cross my desk, my secretaries would have little time for anything other than such correspondence in the course of the day, and I would have no time for constructive work. But since I feel that you are men of genuine goodwill and that your criticisms are sincerely set forth, I want to try to answer your statement in what I hope will be patient and reasonable terms. I think I should indicate why I am here in Birmingham, since you have been influenced by the view which argues against outsiders coming in. I have the honor of serving as president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, an organization operating in every southern state with headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. We have some 85 affiliated organizations across the South, and one of them is the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights. But more basically, I'm in Birmingham because injustice is here. Just as the prophets of the 8th century B.C. left their villages and carried their "Thus saith the Lord" far beyond the boundaries of their hometowns, and just as the Apostle Paul left his village of Tarsus and carried the gospel of Jesus Christ to the far corners of the Greco-Roman world, so am I compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond my own hometown. Like Paul, I must constantly respond to the Macedonian call for aid. Moreover, I am cognizant of the interrelatedness of all communities and states. I cannot sit idly by in Atlanta and not be concerned about what happens in Birmingham. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. You deplore the demonstrations taking place in Birmingham, but your statement, I am sorry to say, fails to express a similar concern for the conditions that brought about the demonstrations. I am sure that none of you would want to rest content with a superficial kind of social analysis that deals merely with effects and does not grapple with underlying causes. It is unfortunate that demonstrations are taking place in Birmingham, but it is even more unfortunate that the city's white power structure left the Negro community with no alternative.